Hello. Happy Wednesday. Today, the December 11th. Hope y'all are doing well. Okay, let's see. And we are up. So, how are y'all doing today? It is the last month of the year, incredibly close to giving holidays such as Christmas and I believe Hanukkah lines up with Christmas this year. I didn't check the dates, but I'm almost positive. I feel like someone told me either the first or last day of Hanukkah lines up with Christmas. I don't remember. Let's see. We have Monica who says, "Good morning. Good morning. It's very cold in Santa Barbara, huh? Well, it is December. Even in California, it's December." So, alrighty. Oops, wrong button. You think I haven't been doing this for a year. I can't figure out which button to push. Today, we are going to be showing off the designs from the December 2024 issue of Crochet Foundry. You like my Christmas sweater? It's Chewbacca. See, look, it's Chewie from Star Wars. So, yeah, this is my Christmas sweater. It's Chewie from Star Wars. Makes me happy. So, let's see. I'm going to let people show up here. Give everybody a few minutes before we go through the December issue of Crochet Foundry. Oh, I did not set this up here. Let me set up to present the pictures so you can see the December Crochet Foundry. Let's see, gotta find the right screen. I normally have this set up beforehand and I forgot today. All right, there we go. So here we have the December issue of Crochet Foundry, which we will be going through. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes before we do that, just so that we don't, it usually takes a few minutes for people to show up here. In the meantime, like I said, I hope you're having a good beginning of your winter, and we have December, January, February would be the winter season. So this is also the December issue of Crochet Foundry is also the first issue in the winter 24-25 bundle. So, and you do get a little sneak peek here with just the cover that we've already shared, which has two of the fun patterns on it. And the photos were taken again at one of our local little it's not really a diner. It's kind of like a coffee and sweets shop. It's fun. It's a cool little place. Called Groundworks Cafe in Nutley, New Jersey. And so we will go through those in a moment. And yeah, I know that a lot of us are getting our gifts ready for Christmas and Hanukkah or any other gift giving holidays you may have coming up. I certainly don't know what all of them are. So I hope you're doing good with those. I'm actually making, here, I'll tell you about some of the cute little things that I'm making. We'll give it another minute or two for people to show up before we go through the December issue. One of the things I'm making, I saw it on like a TikTok or something. Last month, I bought a bag of the little like mandarin oranges or clementines, right? And I cut them in half so that like the top and the bottom, I cut them in half like along the equator. Okay, so there's the little top of the mandarin and the bottom of the mandarin, and I cut them in half this way, and then I really carefully like popped out the actual, the clementine, so that I didn't break the peel. So I have these like little half circle peels from the top and the bottom, and I let them dry. And so they look like little mushroom tops. And then I'm grabbing some sticks from outside to make little mushroom stems. And I'm going to like paint the little tops and make little Christmas ornaments that way, or little like holiday ornaments. I'll probably, people who celebrate Christmas, I might make them ornaments. And then for some other people, I do have just like little rounds of like the little wood rounds that people sometimes use to make ornaments or coasters or whatever. And you can stick them on that. And I have like some fake moss, so I can just make like a little mushroom, little decoration thing. I don't know. I saw, like I said, I saw it on like TikTok or something, and I thought it was super cute. I think they made garland out of it. I think that's what it was. They made a little garland to hang at the fireplace, whatever. I just thought it was cute. All right, so it's 12:05, so it's probably good to start going through this issue now. So as you can see, we have the December issue of Crochet Foundry here. And I have some bigger pictures I will pull up here, but let's give it a quick scroll through, and then we'll look at the individual patterns a little bit more. So we have, like I said, this was at a little Groundworks Cafe in Nutley, New Jersey. And we have our table of contents. And so, you see how you get the little pointy finger when you hover over these? You can click on them when you're in your PDF of your magazine. You can click and go directly to those pages, okay? We have the Welcome to the Foundry, Meet Our Designers, and behind the collection, you may have noticed this design on the front. So we just have a really nice little sketch from our designer, and these were the little swatches. This is all the stuff she sent in with her proposal. She happened to actually have made up a sample. The designer is Rachel Field. She had actually had a little sample she had made up, which is not a requirement when you send in a proposal to design a pattern with Crochet Foundry, but it certainly helps me see what you're talking about a little better, right? Honestly, the sketch and the two swatches would have been plenty. And she had the little colors here suggested. So that is our little behind the collection. We have the letter from Jessie. That would be me. Hi. Our giving theme for Crochet Foundry for this month, which is when we just choose something that, for those of you who want to find places to donate time, talent, money, whatever, too. We try to find things for you. This month, I think I basically have places where you can just kind of donate. Like, you can donate money, but you can go to their websites and find if there's other things you can do. But the December is National Drunk and Drug Driving Prevention Month, or National 3D Prevention Month. And there's some hashtags you can use. And so I highlighted 3 different organizations: Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Students Against Destructive Decisions, okay, which are kind of sibling groups. And we have, oh, look, we have Sarah. We have a couple people just showed up here. Sarah says hello, and Angela says hello. And then the other one is more of a resource. This third one is Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration, which is actually, I think, run by the government. But I just noticed when I was looking at places that this one, it has some really nice, here, let me zoom in a little bit. So this one just has some really nice resources if you need some resources. This was a great place. So now we have our interview with Cassandra Rendon, and she is just an awesome fiber artist. And she was doing just crochet, like mainly like amigurumi and other little art things beforehand, before the pandemic. And then with the pandemic, she started making these big installations. So I actually have seen this installation, and that's how I found out about her. It was at a trade show I was at last summer. So we have our little interview with Cassandra that you can read when you buy the magazine, and some fun little images of various things she's made. Look, Frida, yay! The gift of your life was meant for you. And then we have a wonderful article by Joanne Fowler, who writes us an amazing article every month. This month's article is on creative yarn embellishments. So you can see different ideas for embellishing your crochet or knit, or it doesn't even have to be a yarn something. I mean, look at these cute little, these awesome fun little flowers. You can put those on, a bag or a jacket. It doesn't have to be knit or crochet. So we have that. And then here is an article on crocheting with beads. So this article has links to video tutorials. Okay, and those video tutorials, we have each one has a right-handed and a left-handed, And if you are a member, a Crochet Foundry member, you can get the full article with the videos that are ad free in the members area of Crochet Foundry. If you're not a member of Crochet Foundry and you use these YouTube links, those videos do have ads in them. All right, and so here we have the tutorial with lots and lots of photos. Again, you'll see that within the magazine, and the tutorial includes, I mean, it gives you directions on how to do the different kinds of stitches, but you see this little swatch where we have the 4 different ways we've taught you how to put beads in your crochet. Well, there is an entire pattern to teach you how to make that swatch, okay? And now we get into the Crochet Foundry patterns, and our theme this month is Blizzard Scale Winter, so things are kind of extra, right? So you can see these giant snowball stitches on the snowball jacket, and this is by Jess Bennett. And we'll show you some more photos in a moment. I just want to scroll through the magazine first, and then we'll show you all the photos after this. And Jess included a little recipe for vegetable curry to go along, because you know that's a really nice thing to keep you nice and warm in the winter, right? So now we have this fun snow globe sweater. I love these pom-poms. Okay, so the sleeves tie, you can leave them straight. They're totally straight sleeves, and you can leave them straight so you have like the nice little hangy open section here at your wrist, or you can pull your little tie strings and tie them up with the pom-poms on the end. Of course, you can opt to not have the tie strings on the end if you want to. Here we have something from Sarah. Yesterday I learned that if you need a lot of wooden beads, one of those beaded car seats. Oh my goodness. How smart is that? Because yes, they have lots of beads in them. It's probably less expensive than buying the individual beads. Oh my goodness, that's super smart. You could also probably go to a thrift store and find like a beaded car seat, or like they have beaded like trivets, all sorts of crazy beaded things you can find at a thrift store that you can like take apart for the beads, right? If you need those big wooden beads, because in addition to those wooden bead car seats, yeah, I've seen wooden bead trivets. There's some other really like that are just all wooden bead things that I've seen at thrift stores and stuff. So that's a very smart way to get your lots of wooden beads. I love it, Sarah. All right, so that's the snow globe sweater. Some cute little photos. We have a couple of testers for that one. And then some last minute patterns. I tossed in some last minute patterns because we just didn't have quite enough designs going, and I wanted to make sure you had enough. So here is, well, actually, it wasn't a last minute. It was a last minute addition. This is actually a pattern I had been working on for a while, and the other one that you're going to see was not a last minute addition. It was one that I had already planned to put in here. This one I added in the end, but it was one that I had been working on for a while. So this is the morphing up Mobius that you can use. You can see how it's a Mobius strip. See how it, if you hold it up, it would look like a Mobius strip. It's got just the one twist in it. And it's a really fun way to create it so that you're actually making, it looks like 2 rows are completed when you do one, because it's actually made in a Mobius strip. So here you can see how you can wear it as a hat, as a hood. Like I said, there'll be more pictures later. And then we have, this is a super fun set from Kiara Doyle, the Sugarloaf set, which includes a hat, a cowl, gloves, and mitts. You can see the first picture had gloves, and this picture has just the mitts, right? The fingerless gloves, which do have, like, they have a thumb and the, here you go. You can see them really well in this picture. All right, so you can see here's the gloves. I'm sorry, mittens, not gloves. Gloves have 5 fingers. Mittens have a thumb and then the big thing. So yeah, you can see we have mittens and mitts, and it's all got the waffle stitch. The front side, the inside of the gloves are smooth, and then the outside are the mitts and mittens, and then the outsides have the waffle stitch, and of course the wrists have the waffle stitch. So super fun. We got a little bit happy with the photos, and this is one that has a fun illustration that goes with it. All right, and that's actually the model in the photographs also happens to be our illustrator. So that's just, she had a little bit of fun modeling there. This is the another one of my patterns here, the Twisted Lady dress. So it has a whole lot of cables and chains. And the sizing is made entirely by changing the number of chains in between the cables. So the cables are the same. It's the same 6-row repeat throughout for the cables. And then these are fun braided cables. And then the amount of chains you do in between each one is what makes the sizing. And right under the armpit, there's 1 or 2 cables added in depending on the size to get that armhole in there, right? So here you go, and it has the fun little dangly sleeve things there. You can put it on over like a fitted long sleeve top or something if you want to. Okay, here you can see the little dangly bits a little better here. All right, so, and then we have, I love this one, and you saw this on the cover. This is the Glacier Vest by Rachel Field. All right, and it is just so fun. Oh my goodness, it's so cool. It's such a cool pattern. All right. Um, and so you have the front and the back panel, and then there's the little side panels, which makes it makes it very easy to adjust if you need size adjustments to go on because of the way that it's constructed, right? And then you have the little neck part that goes on. And so we have all of that. And she had some fabulous testers. This tester happens to spend some of every year living in Alaska. So she actually Alaska. So she actually got pictures of the glacier vest at the glacier taken by her husband. You'll see when we see it again, he has photo credit because he is clearly a absolutely fabulous photographer. So here's another tester who did two different color series. And then here is the tester in Alaska again at an actual glacier, which was just way too much fun. So you can see on the opposite page, the page that we just finished, the photo credit is AJ Jane, and it is at Nick Glacier is where they were. So here are 2 more of the testers. You can see how much fun it's just, I love this vest. It is just so fun. Sarah agrees with me. It is stunning. Like everything, like look at all the different colors they've used to make it, different colors, different body shapes, different fashion they're wearing it with. And it's just fabulous. I love it. It's such a great design. And this little bit right here, you see the bonus pattern, the glacier bag? This little bit right here is the swatch gauge that you make. So you make your swatch gauge, and then when you're done with your swatch gauge, you can turn it into a bag. And she gives you directions on making the bag and even directions on how to line the bag, all right, which is just awesome. Have I said that enough? And then, of course, we have the interview with the designers. I have 2 interviews here because there are 2 patterns on the cover of the magazine. So we have an interview with Zara about the snow globe sweater. Okay, and I happened to find a photo with those 2 samples together, and an interview with Rachel about the glacier vest. All right, so we have both of those. And then, of course, we have our fun puzzles and the answers to last month's puzzles and yarn substitutions. So I give you the original yarn that we use with a link to where you can purchase it, and then 3 yarn sub ideas for each pattern. The yarn sub ideas, I don't just go with, like, you can go to yarnsub.com and it will tell you what the absolute closest to that same exact yarn is. What I do here is I try to make sure that if it's a yarn that's only available in North America, then I try to make sure that I share a yarn sub that's available in Europe, in Australia, and other places. And if it's a yarn that is full of lots of wool, I try to make sure that I share some that have some subs that have fibers that you're less likely to be allergic to. So if it's a natural fiber like wool or plant or whatever, I try to make sure I share some stuff that has some of the man-made fibers that people are not as likely to be allergic to. If it's something that's really expensive, I try to make sure to include a sample that's not so expensive, a yarn sub that's not so expensive. So that's my goal with the yarn subs, is trying to make sure that there's something there that's attainable for everybody, to no matter what your allergies, your budget, or where you live. Okay, I try to take all of those things into mind: allergies, budgets, and where you live when I come up with the yarn subs here. If you want to find more yarn subs, then you can put any of these yarns into, you go to yarnsub.com. That is not my site. They are not a sponsor. I just like their site. Go to yarnsub.com, put in the yarn that you want to find a sub for, and you get really great suggestions from there. Okay? And then, of course, we have the What You're Making section. Please, guys, come on over to Crochet Foundry Makes on Facebook and show off what you're making, okay? Show off what you're making on Crochet Foundry Makes on Facebook so that we have things to share for this and because we love to see what you're making. And then here are what we're making. So these are kind of sneak peeks of designs that will be in the January issue of Crochet Foundry. And our fun community section question of the month that you guys answered over on Instagram, the abbreviations we use, and of course sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already. So that was a quick scan through the actual issue. Now let's take a look at the individual patterns a little bit more. So first I'm going to have a drink of water. So let's look at these. Okay, so again, this time we have the Glacier Vest, which you know that I love. Here you can see the back, and we have these fun V's. I have a couple comments. If you use a metallic yarn, it would look like armor. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and you love, yeah, a lot of times you frog your swatches, and I've noticed we have several designers, like in the last issue, we had some designers who used their swatches to make one used the swatch to make a bag, one used something similar to the swatch to make a cup holder. There's lots of fun ways you can do things with the swatches. So here we have the back of the Glacier Vest. The back and the front are basically the same, and I just, again, there's something very, like, of course, the way the chevrons are, it's flattering, it's super fun, and you feel powerful wearing it. You just do. So yeah, here we are having fun in the leaves, looking like the angsty teen that she is. Right? Playing Jenga at the Common Grounds here, or Groundworks, sorry, at Groundworks Cafe. And so, and then of course we have our testers for this pattern. We have some fabulous testers for this pattern. Look at these. Aren't they awesome? I love seeing how they look on different body types and in different colors, and again with different styles of what they're wearing underneath. It's such a great way for you guys as the makers to get ideas of what you can do and how it might look in the colors you like or on your body type or whatever. You know, there are different, some of them have different options that you can do, and she made the purse as well, a little bag as well. It's so, like, it just looks warm and cozy and awesome, right? And we have the Mobius, morphing Mobius. And the color morph is made, these are all solid colors. Okay, there's was it four? One, two, I think I had 4 colors of yarn here. And so it started off with 2 of the white, then it's crocheted with 2 strands at a time. So I start off with 2 strands of white, and then a strand of white and a strand of light blue, then 2 of the light blue, then a strand of light blue and a medium blue, 2 of the medium blues, a strand of medium blue, strand of dark blue, 2 of the dark blues. And that's how you get that, the morphing of the color, or the ombre color, but morph worked better with Mobius, so that's why I said morphing instead of ombre. So it's the morphing Mobius. And you can see because it's a Mobius, it's just got that one twist in it, and it is made in the round. It's super fun the way that you make it. So you don't have to kind of, the nice thing about the way that this is made with it's made in a Mobius. So you start off with your long strip of crochet, and then you fold it together, and then you put half a twist. So the top of one stitch is lined up with the top of the first stitch is lined up with the bottom of the last stitch, and you crochet around it. So when you do one round, you actually go, like, you go all the way around the top and the bottom, because if you know how a Mobius strip works, the outside is actually one line. So this last row, the last round of this piece, if it started here, it would go up around the head, around my head there. Oopsie. It's a touch screen. And then it goes, so I'm using my finger to point instead of the pointer so you didn't see it. It goes up here, around there, down here, comes through, and you can't see, but it's underneath here, right? And then up around here, around the back down, and here. So that's one entire round. Okay, one round goes like this. Whoosh, whee, up around the back, back down, and back to the beginning again. So the nice thing about that is you don't have to like use half the yarn to do this half and then the other half of the yarn to do that half, because you're doing all the way, you're going all the way around, so you don't have to kind of like plan out and make sure you have enough of the yarn left in order to have the color come from the middle out. That's just the way it works. Well, here you go again. You can see, so you can really see here, like if you started here, you go up, around, down, around, and back again, and that's how it's all crocheted is that in that way. So it's a Mobius strip, which is super nifty. All right, and here's, you can wear it around your shoulders like that. You can double wrap it, and there are 4 or 5, maybe even 6 sizes. I can't remember how many there were on this one. And so you can decide how big you want it to be. The size that I made is maybe just barely big enough to do the wrapping around, as it's more of a hat and a cowl. If you want it to be a hood and a cowl by wrapping it twice, you would want to make one of the larger sizes than what I made. So there's that. And then here we go again, where I just I didn't wrap it an extra time. I just tossed it on as a hood and put a little shawl pin in it to keep it on. This is great if you want to tuck it into your coat, right? And then here we have just wearing it over the shoulders. So like this one I made so that it would be the right size to wear over my shoulders. That was the size that's how I made it for me. But then these other styles you can do. But again, if you wanted to do this where it was more of a cowl and a hood, you would just want to make a larger size. And here we have just using it as a hood without an extra wrap. So I just used the little shawl pin to hold it together there. And, oh, I bet we're going, where are we going now? I don't know. These are just pictures of group photos, I guess. I thought I had these stuck on at the, with whatever design they went with, but I'm not sure. They're just kind of in the middle here. All right. You can see, again, different people wearing these different samples here. And let's see, haha, here we go. The snow globe, no, yes, no, this one is the snowball jacket. We have 2 with very similar names. This is the snowball jacket, and you can see this works unisex. You can be a cool dude wearing it just fine. Here's the back, and you see these giant snowball stitches, right? Those are just super fun. All right, and then here we have a young woman wearing it. So it works nicely as a unisex garment. Here we go, looking cool. And some more of that. And yeah, the giant stitches are so fun. Lots of texture and just, fun going on. Speaking of fun, I love this pose. And here we have, now this is the snow globe sweater. That was the snowball jacket. This is the snow globe sweater. We just check and see if there are any more comments or questions. No, we're good. Alrighty. So now here we have the snow globe sweater with the fun little pom-poms on the sleeves here. All right. And it's a very simple sweater to make. It's a couple of rectangles. All right, seamed together. Nice and simple to make, but really fun and cozy to wear, especially with those little pom-poms on the end. You could get really like fancy, and you could, when you're making, right now the way this is written, the sleeves are an actual rectangle, right? So it really is a straight sleeve, and then you can gather it with the string attached to the pom-pom, the chain on the pom-pom. You could get super fun and put in a little a flare in the sleeve. So instead of making a rectangle, you're making, what would that be, a trapezoid, right? And these two are at an angle. These two are not. I think it's a trapezoid. Do that. Like add a little bit of increases at the beginning and at the beginning and ends of the rows every once in a while. and make yourself a nice flared sleeve, and then you can really pull, and then you pull it in and you have a little, like, you pull it in and you have that bubbly sleeve. That would be super fun, right? Just put in some increases on your rectangle there to do that. So here we go with our snow globe sweater and some of the testers. And then this is the Sugarloaf set, which is 4 pieces. We have a hat, we have a cowl, we have mitts or mittens. So 4 pieces there. You usually only would wear 3 at a time unless, you know, you wanted a mitt on one hand and a mitten on the other. I don't know, I guess depending on what you're doing. If you work outside and you need fingers on one and not on the other. So here we can see some different poses with the 2 different styles of mitts or mittens. I'm losing my English today. Okay, and hiding. You can see it's not fun. I love the tassels on the back. I'm a tassel girl, I really am. Tassels and pom-poms, I find them amusing. It took me so long to learn that when kids were doing this, it's a teeny tiny heart. I did not know that. It was forever to figure out why kids would do that. And one of my kids was like, "It's a heart, Mom." It is pretty, I agree. So, yeah. Here we go. Just being cool. And more being cute and being cool with the I love you. She's got like that rock and roll look when she gives the I love you sign, and the I love you look when she gives the rock and roll sign. Gotta love that. I love you. And being dramatic because, you know, and of course the illustration that goes along with it. And the twisted lady dress, okay, which comes in, as do all of our patterns, comes in a whole lot of sizes. All right, so like I said, each pattern, the shaping is made by, in each different size, the shaping is made by adjusting the number of chain stitches. Okay, so you can see there's less chains up here, and then you get more chains, and then you get a few less, and then you start getting more chains again. All right, and the different sizes, again, part of it is by the number of chains, but also you'll see that, you know, in a smaller size there aren't as many cables going around, and then the largest sizes have more cables that go around. So you have, you know, the larger sizes are going to have more of these braided cables. The smaller sizes are going to have less. There's less. You can see right here, this braided cable actually starts right under the arm. And in some sizes there are 2 that start under the arm. So the larger sizes, the smaller sizes only have 1 under the arm. And then you can add on your little tassels at the end of the braided cables. Oops, whoa! Well, that was interesting. That was definitely not intentional here. Okay, I thought I had okay, there we go. Sorry, some of these, I pulled this close up way too close. It's a little fuzzy because I zoomed in on it too much on my screen, at least. It might be okay on yours. Mine's a really big screen. But you can really get a better idea of what the cables look like here, and also the sleeves. They're the sleevey dangly things. So there we go. And it looks like that was it. So, wrong. There we go. Gotta find the right button to push. All right. So that is the December edition of Crochet Foundry. And all of the patterns there. So here we'll go back up to the whoosh. Here we go. And so here. So you can see here's the contents page. So again, every edition we have about the issue, meet the designers behind the collection, letter from the editor, that's the From Jessie thing, and then all of our designs. We had that yarn artist interview, the awesome article by Joanne about creative yarn embellishments. tutorial on crocheting with beads, and then at the end we have the interview with the designers who designed the patterns on the cover of the magazine, our games and puzzles, our yarn substitutions, and our fun little community scrapbook section about what we're making and what you're making, and the question of the month and all of that. So that is the December 2024 edition of Crochet Foundry. It doesn't look like we have a whole lot of questions or anything on this one. Thank you, Monique. She says it's a beautiful issue. Yeah, so I don't know. I have been talking a lot because we had our sit and stitch was before this one. Real quickly, I will go ahead and hop over to the website just to remind you where you can find information you would like about Crochet Foundry. So our newest section is the community section, okay? And there's a little bit about us in here. And you can see when we have a crochet along going on, we'll be under the crochet alongs. Hopefully we'll have one started before next Wednesday. The lunch with the Foundry is what this is right now. And we're working on getting more guests to come along who will hopefully be doing some giveaways and coupon codes but we do this every Wednesday at 12 Eastern, all right? And so from 12 to, it's usually over by 1, if not a little earlier, Eastern time, which is like New York City kind of time, all right? And then we have sit and stitches, which are not necessarily every Wednesday, but they are most Wednesdays. They are on Zoom, and you can see the schedule here. So today's was at 10 a.m. to noon Eastern time today. I will get the January and probably February ones up here right away. So you can see those. You can register early. And when you do that, you'll get email reminders and that sort of stuff. But even though you do put in your email when you register to come to the sit and stitch, but it's simply so that you can get the reminders and they can send you the link and all of that sort of stuff. The email isn't kept. I don't add you to the newsletter or anything like that. So if you want to join the newsletter, you need to join the newsletter independently of registering for the sit and stitch, because I don't register you for the newsletter unless you ask to be registered for the newsletter. So then up here you can see about becoming a member. You can go to the members area if you are a member. You can learn how to become a member. And then there's a designer area, which it is not going to let me in because I'm not logged in as a designer at this moment. So the designer area is for people who are current designers of Crochet Foundry. It just has information that they're going to need, like due dates and stuff. There is our blog, okay, where you can see all sorts of fun things like, that one, that's interesting. I need to fix that. I'm not sure exactly what that is. It's probably something that was supposed to be a draft. I'll take care of it. So we have the interviews with our designers. And oh, you know what? This is showing some of the designer area stuff. So I need to fix that so it doesn't show up here. That's what it is. Because this is from the designer area, but if you try to click on it, it's not going to show you. All right, I had not realized that my designer area was showing up on the blog. It's good to know these things, right? Here I am giving you a little tour and discovering that I made a boo-boo when I set up the designer area. Because that's annoying if you're like, oh, let me see that, and then you can't get to it because it's not for you. So we have interviews, and we do also have some free patterns, some tutorials, instructional articles. That's what I was trying to say, or educational articles. Designer interviews, yarn artist interviews, various articles, all sorts of fun stuff here. About us, which includes submit a design. How you can sign up to be a designer for Crochet Foundry. So this is, you sign up for the design calls. We'll send out the design calls, and then you can send in a design to try to get into an issue of Crochet Foundry. Here is our independent designer program. So that's for people who want to sell their own patterns on Crochet Foundry. Frequently asked questions. Our facts So patterns, we have crochet patterns and we have knit patterns. We're working on getting more knit patterns. We have a small selection of knit patterns right now. Um, and we do have the crochet patterns. And in here, you can then filter by the designer. Okay, you can also use any of these other filters here. Okay, so you can see there's various things you can filter your design, the patterns by to decide, hey, I want to do a pair of sock slippers or leg warmers. So you click on that, and here you can see our socks, slippers, or leg warmers, as long as the designers properly categorize them. And you can also filter by price. It tells you the highest price is $10. Your lowest price is going to be $4.99. It doesn't tell you that. So there's not a huge variation in price, but there you go. And then under magazine, you can find the current issue. All right, I am signed up. I am currently logged in as a member of Crochet Foundry, which is why I can buy the current issue for free. If I were not a member, I would not see the price or the add to cart because only members can buy the current issue for free because it's included as part of your membership. Otherwise, you can sign up to be a member. You can become a member to learn about the membership. And the other way to get the current issue is to go ahead. Down here it says you can buy the December 2024 edition is also available as part of the Winter 24-25 bundle here. Click on that, and it should take you. Oops, is my hair not working? Oh, there we go. I guess I just didn't really click it. And here you can buy the bundle, which has December. It will have January and it will have February. You buy it now, it's fine. You'll get the December issue. And then when the January issue comes out, you'll get another email that'll have the new download button so that you can also get the January issue. And when the February issue comes out, you'll get another email. So you'll be able to get the February issue as well. And here you can also find your past issues. So if you want to buy a previous issue of Crochet Foundry, you can certainly do that. And bundles and collections. So we see the current bundle here, but then you can do previous bundles as well. And oh, this is errata. So if there is a mistake, you can find the mistakes, the corrections here. And that is it for the website. Let's see. Alrighty. So I think we have gone through everything here. We went through the December issue and a quick little tour of the website for those of you who are still learning their way around it. I'll fix up that little glitch over on the blog and give a little bit more TLC to the community section and the designer section as well. So I think that's going to be it for today. It doesn't look like there are any more questions or comments or anything. You guys are a little quiet today. I do love Sarah's idea of using metallic yarn for the glacier vest, and it'll look kind of like armor. It did, and that's the first thing I thought when I saw the design proposal, is that it looked very much like armor. I loved it. So, all right, guys, I am going to go have myself some lunch because I'm getting a little hungry over here. And it was nice chatting with you all. I will chat with you all again on Wednesday. Hopefully by then I'll have the crochet along set up. And let's see, Sarah says yes, the armor was the first thing she thought as well. Monique says have a great day, and Angela says bye. So, all right, bye my friends. I will talk to you later. Have a wonderful week.